Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's your boy OK Bet, aka Trades. We back with another one, man. Man, talk about a pump, bro. Talk about this pump, man. Crazy work. Super crazy work, man. So obviously we're gonna go over the game plan, see what happened today. See how we smacked the little 235%. Not too crazy. And yeah, we'll go and see what the game plan is for tomorrow, right? Keep it going. So remember I told you guys yesterday that today was the monthly close. So watch for some volatility, watch for big moves. So initially the market, I don't know if you peeped the overnight market, but it was weird. We was going down 709, back up 715, down, up, down. We literally went down, up like 4 or 5 times. So I was like, oh Lord, here we go. But we really wanted that 712 entry, right? So initially I took shorts. I took shorts off the initial push below 714. Remember I said below 714, you can't really be too bullish right away. You gotta let it find support first, and our best level support between 710 and 712. So anywhere in that zone. So I took those puts, right? So I took the puts here, and then I took more here, zeros and ones. So I did add to the ones here because it was already early, and two, the dump. Hold on, what was it? It was something. Oh no, I moved my line up here. I had this one up here and this one down here. So I had my main line up here, my other one down here. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna just add more. And I mean, it did go for like 30%, but I ended up getting stopped out for small loss. So that does suck because we did want this exact entry. But I just was, yeah, the same mistake. Like I said, is we all make mistakes and stuff. But the same thing I'm always telling y'all, like you gotta zoom out. But I was too zoomed in because it was early. I'm tired. I'm trying to just get a little money and get up out the markets real quick. But it's cool because even though by the time I realized that, the market was already back up here, so it's fine. But what I did was wait for a breakout retest, right? Remember what I always say, there's always gonna be another entry. You don't got it, it's okay, right? Even if you have a loss, you don't gotta just revenge trade it. You just wait, get it set up, and then if setup pays, and setup pays. So look, we got the breakout, right? And then we got the big retest. So then as soon as we got that retest, right, got that entry, it was off to the races, man. So I got 716 calls on that for 0.49, and I sold them for 0.8, 0.75 and 0.85. Bro, they ended up going to like over $3. So I missed out on a 600% gain, but it is what it is. We still, like I said, we still smacked on some other other dated contracts as well. Same thing, like I said, just buying retest, buying retest. We just kept adding to those winners as we got up. So that is what it is. You didn't catch obviously the best. I know some traders who got 1,000% today, and I'm happy for them. But it does suck when you miss like the entry that you literally were talking about. Like it's so crazy, but it is what it is, man. Like I said, so right, where do we go from here? So of course, right, all the shorts who tried to short today got absolutely wrecked, right? Remember, we're still up above the megaphone, right, on a bigger time frame, right? Let me darken it up for you. Bang. Right, so this is the megaphone top. We broke out of it, we retested it, and now we're continuing high, right? So do you want to short this? Probably not, right? Probably you don't want to short this. Like I said, there will always be signs for us to short it, right? We've been in this kind of, sideways action in between here and here, but we got the breakout, we got the double bottom yesterday. We did have a weird, like I said, the weird open and the weird wick and everything, but we still came, retested, broke out, retested, broke out, and then we got a little retest on that last candle. So yeah, if it wants to keep going, man, like obviously don't try to go too heavy short. And then once you do realize, like I said, like even earlier today, like once I added on those ones, and I was like, oh well, it's either gonna reject the 5-day or push through, and it pushed through, just got out, man. You gotta get out. You gotta take L sometimes. It is what it is, man. But still a beautiful day nonetheless. So yeah, so where do we go from here? So I know Apple has earnings coming out in a little bit. So look at this channel. This was so crazy. Right off the bottom of the channel. Oh, I wish I would have just full ported this, man. It's crazy. But yeah, so anyway, if the earnings, is good and all the stuff, is all good, whatever, let's say we gap up. Same rules are gonna apply, right? You're gonna mark your previous day's close, previous day's high. And all you're gonna watch for if we gap down is a hold of either of these two levels, right? If we get back above hold, like I said, we have uncharted territory, 723, 720, all the way up there. So it's been price discovery. Like basically what I've been saying, just buy calls with time until it just don't, until it just don't, until you get some levels. But obviously, if we're not having, levels, you just gotta buy and hold. And I know it's scary because, like I said, even myself, I sold into the upper resistance because I'm like, we'll reject it here, reject it here, So you don't ever want to be that one person who's just holding and hoping. Because if you get too accustomed to holding and hoping, then that one day where you in too heavy, you hold and hope, and then you just go ahead and you blow your account, right? So you don't want to blow your account. So sometimes you got to just take the profit. You know what I'm saying? Even though I'm like, well, I probably could triple my gains if we go to 7, because I did have a target of, I think I said 7, 17, 25. But like I said, once we pushed into the strength, like I just was like, I'm gonna take the profit and just get up out of there. So it is what it is. So let's say earnings is bad, whatever. We gap down. If we gap down, right? If we do gap down, but not too much, like let's say around above 717. So if we gap down slightly, but not nothing crazy, then just watch for a hold of these trend lines right here, right? So this is that upper overhead resistance from here, right? That's all it is right here. So this is gonna have to hold tomorrow. So if we get some sort of, like I said, double bottom, inverse head and shoulders, whatever, something that shows us we hold 15, 30 minutes, whatever. Boom, buy the calls to get back over previous day's close. You aim for previous day's highs, right? So yeah, right around that. Yeah, really I'd say just above like 716, 717. 716 like 50 though, nothing too crazy. Because we do get down back below 715 or the original or the last all-time high before. Obviously watch back for the same dip level, 714. We bottom down here, obviously we probably push back up initially, but if we do get some sort of pop and then we can't hold, get back under, bottom retest, right, come all the way back down to the 711. Basically, yeah, we're using the same levels, which is okay, which is cool, because we already, we can just look left. Excuse me. So if we gap up, it's gonna be, like I said, a lot harder, but we'll play it as it goes. But yeah, breakdown, okay, cool. Yeah, 711, anything below that, obviously, same rules. 709, 706, anything below 706, 702, 700, right? So play level to level. First day of the month, but it's the last day of the weekly candle. So that's going to be interesting as well. Actually, let's see how we look on the weekly. Yeah, this is crazy, man. Like, I was like, okay, as long as it doesn't break, I'm going to hold it as long as I can. And I just couldn't do it. I was in zeros, bro. I'm in zeros. So you see 230%. I'm like, I'm cooked, bro. So I'm like, yeah, it is what it is. But, man, it does suck, though. It definitely sucks when you have I'm talking about a perfect play. And it goes the exact way you want it to, and you miss it. Just be like that, man. But like I always say, man, there's always going to be more trades. There's always going to be more entries. It's not just the last one, but, we had to smack them. Had to smack them. So, yeah, so this is how the week looking right now, which is, I know I always say, okay, I don't really care too much about the wicks, but all these lower wicks, like I just, right? We're not shorting this. I'm not shorting this. But man, I just know whenever they do give us, obviously they're gonna give a day where it traps longs, of course. But whenever they do give us that day, whether it be tomorrow, whatever it be, like bro, they're gonna, because we still need, mind you, we still need retest of the trend line for sure. So at some point, right? Like even if we do go up 720, 725, I would still like to for sure see a bigger daily, weekly, what I'm saying, that we can come buy up off of the bottom, because that is where we can probably buy like some swings and long term stuff like that. Because up here, like I said, we're just swinging into new all-time highs every single day, and it's kind of like it's terrifying, But so I understand, I get it, but yeah, as long as the levels, levels are holding. Like I said, we already on our levels. Previous day's close, previous day's high, previous day's lows, right? We have our levels in between, everything in between, right? Nothing should really catch us off guard, right? Except for new all-time highs, right? Just if it just keeps pushing, obviously can't do nothing with that. You just gotta buy time and hold, man. But yeah, I'm so sick. I had the 720s for tomorrow, for Friday. I had them yesterday though. That's the messed up part. But it's crazy. Literally yesterday, I was like, oh man, like it went crazy without me. Like it is what it is. I'll just see if I hope it gives us an entry. And then literally I was so excited about the puts because I caught 70% on the puts. So the puts did pay. So I caught 70% on the puts. But, you get a little greedy in your head. You get a little too big for your britches sometimes in the market. The market will always tell you, right? Don't really care what you feel, what you think. So it's just one of those days. But man, perfect entry. Literally breakout, retest, and just literally 2 legs. Leg 1, leg 2, and then a little extra. It's just one of those days, man. One of them ones you just regret. But all right, anyway, so let's say, okay, where do we go from here, right? So let's say this is just liquidity. They just want to pump it for the monthly close, and this is going to build out to some sort of head and shoulders. Remember when I said, like, anything under 725, my fault, 715 and 711, right? If we get some sort of right shoulder in here or something like this, be careful because they can, you know, use this liquidity and going into next week, you know, and then let's say if something happens next week, whatever. But so be careful with that too. Even I know obviously, like I said, we're all-time highs, and I'm not obviously just saying I'm bearish or anything like that. Of course not. But you got to be prepared either way it goes, right? So as long as this continues to hold, like it can keep going up. Realistically, like there's nothing we can really, you know. You just gotta keep letting it go. Just letting it go. Yeah, let's say if it wants to go like, yeah. Look at that. If they really want to keep sending it, like we can literally, even if we gap down a little bit, just push. So yeah, it's in super aggressive buying right now. So you don't want to be trying to short super aggressive buying. You know, it's just not. I shouldn't have to tell you this, but you know, don't have to do that. But yeah, I don't think there's really much else. Pretty simple. Tomorrow's Friday, so I'll do some live trading for sure. Again, yeah, man, I just been so tired catching up with schoolwork, so I just didn't live trade today either. But I'll be back on it. I'm still dropping these videos every day, tired or not. You feel me? So yeah, I went over 10 minutes today. I'm sick, but either way, hey, all our slips hit last night for the prize picks. So you know, we do got some good news. Prize picks did hit, but yeah, man, keep it simple. Apple earnings should be coming out pretty soon. Is APL? Have they even came out? Let me see. Nothing. All right. Well, there y'all go. Keep it simple. Like I said, always keep it simple. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't get too, you know, just calm down, breathe, you know, chill out. Dang, it's still pushing. Watch me open up at 7:23 or something like that, bro. I'm gonna be so hurt, bro. I'm gonna be so hurt. I had 7:20s for Friday, bro. It is what it is, man. So I'll see y'all tomorrow. Live trading, wake up, fresh attitude, you know, get it back in blood, bro. Let's get it.